Celebrities who have admitted to having a cosmetic procedure. Well, perhaps the last great Hollywood taboo is celebrity plastic surgery. Stars for a long time have been going under the needle, under the knife, however, often in complete denial of having anything done. But times are changing and a handful of brave celebrities are opening up about their experiences, both good and bad, when it comes to both plastic surgery and cosmetic injectables. My name is Dr. Julian De Silva. I'm a board-certified facial cosmetic surgeon and my practice is in central London on Harley Street, and I specialise in only facial procedures. Khloe Kardashian, well, her face has changed quite a bit since her early 20s, and being someone very much in the public eye, on television, in the media, well, what do we actually know? What has she admitted to? Well, in one interview, she said, oh my gosh, she had her third face transplant, but I have never had that. I've only had one nose job. So she's admitted to having a rhinoplasty, aka a nose job. However, she's denied having facelift and other procedures. Well, let's have a look and see how her face has changed. So if we look at in her 20s, this is a photograph when she was in her early 20s, 22, and this is from her mid 20s. Well, her nose, it's not actually greatly different. The width is about the same as it used to be. The tip is very slightly droopy. There's not perhaps slightly thinner, but largely it's the same. Potentially her upper lip is a bit fuller, but even before her lower lip was relatively full. So I would say overall, her appearance is pretty similar. Her eyes are very similarly shaped. Her eyebrows look similar. So overall, certainly in her early 20s, there's not many significant changes. How about if we now go through to her early 30s, well, we can see this is a social media picture that she put up, and Khloe, clearly her face has changed quite a lot. Now, just looking at her nose, well, her nose looks thinner, the tip looks more refined, more feminine, and it looks very slightly lifted. Because the nose sits in the very center of your face, it can just give like that extra kind of definition to your face. Her eyes actually look pretty similar, the shape of her eyes. Her brows also look quite similar to what they were before. Her lips certainly look more fuller. Both the upper lip is fuller and the lower lip is fuller. And certainly that can come about non-surgically with fillers, although she hasn't specifically mentioned that she's had fillers. And often to get that kind of sharp definition along the lip line, that requires two different types of fillers to give that kind of sharp definition. For me, it's a little bit artificial. It looks a little too much, but that is the nature of beauty. It is partly in the eye of the beholder, and some people do really like that slightly fuller lip. Her jawline looks different. Her jawline looks more V-shaped, it looks more contoured. Now that can come about because of chin reshaping, but also it can come about by reducing the buccal fat. That can give more jawline definition. And her forehead looks smoother. Now that might be the photograph has been shadowed and reshaped, but it can also become about because of Botox non-surgically. Occasionally I will use fat transfer to make the forehead smoother and more even. And of course there are other ways of making the skin quality more refined, such as skin resurfacing, which includes laser and regenerative medicine. Interestingly, her younger sister, Kendall Kardashian, well, she admitted to having filler in an interview when she was only 17. And certainly in those early photographs, her lips were thinner and finer, and more recent photographs show a fuller lip. And so certainly she had lip filler. Now, having lip filler as a teenager is definitely controversial. I personally don't know many doctors who will advocate doing that. It's certainly illegal in the UK, and that really protects teenagers from having these kind of cosmetic procedures. In terms of lip volume, well, certainly she's got more lip volume now, but also there are other changes in her appearance. Her nose looks more defined. It's narrower, the ship is more refined, the tip looks slightly lifted. It's difficult to have those changes without having rhinoplasty, because nose reshaping can contour the nose and give you that definition. And with good rhinoplasty, you cannot tell someone's had surgery. it looks natural. The other thing that looks very slightly different is her upper eyelids. Now, Kendall has this appearance where she has lower eyebrows. The distance between her eyelid and her eyebrow is really quite small, and that often gives quite full eyelids where you see less of the eyelid. Now, as an illusion, when you see more of the eyelid, it looks more open, and that tends to make the eyes look larger and often more feminine. And there is a delicate procedure, upper eyelid surgery, also known as blepharoplasty, which will open up the eyelid appearance and give that appearance. And I do occasionally perform that for younger patients who want to have like a more open upper eyelid. Eyelid surgery generally more associated with facial aging in the upper eyelid, where people tend to get more loose skin and more puffiness, but occasionally in younger people, when there's a fuller eyelid surgery will just open up the eyelid. Well, in conclusion, when we go back to Khloe Kardashian, she's admitted to having some facial cosmetic surgery, and without question, her nose in some photographs looks more defined, more shaped, her tip looks more refined and more feminine. It could be that she's had some editing of some photographs, but certainly there's other refinements we can see in her face. Her chin looks a different shape to when she was younger. It looks like her jawline is more V-shaped, and that can come about with chin reshaping, buccal fat reshaping, fat transfer. Her skin quality looks smoother and more even, and sometimes that can be done with skin resurfacing techniques, either regenerative medicine such as platelet-rich plasma. But platelet-rich plasma is something that is regularly done in order to improve the skin condition, and that's also known as the vampire facelift in the US. Either way, she looks great. I've completed all of these procedures on patients' faces to improve or beautify the face, and there's always a fine balance between improving things but not taking things too far, because too much surgery or too much filler, too large lips can look slightly unnatural, but with good techniques, good artistic eye, the improvements can be more refined, and it can be sometimes very difficult to see changes because they can look so natural. Please like this video if it's been interesting for you, and follow us for more content on cosmetic surgery and celebrities. Thank you for watching.